Hey, it's Dr. Hunt, Middle School Principal.
And Mr. D, Assistant Principal.
We wanted to share with you our end-of-year video showcasing many of the great things that our kids have done this year. Our kids were creatively engaged, they learned a lot, and this really showed through in their accomplishments. Our community sends us great kids, and we're very proud of the work that our teachers do, providing them with fantastic learning experiences.
I wanted to add that my first year here was a real joy. Our students are so much fun to work with, our teachers are dedicated, and our community is supportive of what we do. This truly has been the best first year I could have imagined. Now please sit back and enjoy the video.
And what we have accomplished as a team is we have hopefully developed well-rounded, well-behaved, and very organized students for 6th grade. You're welcome, 6th grade team.
And we're looking forward to a new team setup next year with Ms. Shaladny teaching Science and Social Studies, Mrs. Metzger teaching Math, and I'm going to be teaching Language Arts. And we're looking forward to the new set of 5th graders coming into us.
A couple of the things I'm most proud of in the 2017-2018 school year are first the collaboration that we had as 5th grade teachers in the math department. At the beginning of the year, we gave our students an assessment that identified some standards that we were weak on across the board, and then we used our SAS training to create a common assessment from the SAS website to hone in on those 4 to 5 standards. And then we let that also help to drive student learning and our instruction through the year, and we made a lot of improvement in those areas.
This year, of the relationships that I've formed with my students, they've grown a lot academically and socially, and I could see that and they could see that, and they were really proud of the accomplishments that they made, just the letters and things that they wrote to me at the end of the year, expressing how much they learned and letting you know that, I think, is the best thing that has happened this year.
The thing that I was most proud of this year was the standards-based assessment that Mr. Beachy and I created together. This assessment was given 3 times throughout the school year, in which drove my instruction, and by the end of the school year I saw huge improvements. Also this year, I tried to incorporate more projects into the math curriculum, which allowed the students to be creative.
So this year was my 5th year teaching at Bermudian, and I think what I'm most proud of is how I differentiated 2 different units, and I worked long and hard on them, and I think the kids really enjoyed them. So that's also what I accomplished this year.
Some new things that we implemented this year was Google Classroom. It was offered to students as an optional tool, and over 60% of our students actually signed up, so they were able to complete assignments through Google Classroom digitally if they wanted to. It was an option for them. We also implemented the new Google site so that our students and their families could access everything that we do right here in the classroom, including the presentations, all of our learning experiences, projects, and activities.
One of the things I'm most proud of this year is how I changed my lessons around so that students didn't just learn science this year, they actually experienced science. We did many hands-on projects. We went from building buildings with popsicle sticks to destroying them to revamping them by being engineers that had to solve problems. We did a lot of station work this year, which was new for me, and I think the students really enjoyed that as well. One of the big ideas that students love is my challenge days, where I have them do things that they think are impossible, and in the end they figure it out, they solve the problems, and they come through.
Hi, just wanted to tell you about some great things we did in 7th grade this year. First up, we did some PBL with the 2 of us. We also went out and had a really successful year with the dig. We think all the kids came back. We did not bury anybody. And then lastly, we sent a couple kids to the National History Bee down in North Carolina that is going to go over this summer.
Okay, thanks. I need to paper. I went in and observed him. He left the video, but I went in and observed him using iPads this year. I felt that was a good lead-in to 7th grade getting their iPads next year. I feel more comfortable rolling those out in the classroom. Another thing we both used for the first time this year is the Plickers application to be able to get some feedback from students.
And the math department, we use the iPads a lot more often than usual just to get used to our kids having them for next year. We also had a few peer coaching teams, cross-curricular in 7th grade, and in both history and math, we got involved in Breakout EDU for the first time, which our kids really love the opportunity to try something different.
Are the collaboration of my students this year. They were very willing to become part of my math team and really help each other out, learn to become better mathematicians. If there was a struggle, there was always a couple students in the classroom that were ready to jump in. They also really did a phenomenal job for me in a new activity I tried, which was a probability carnival, where each of the kids had to create a carnival game based on probability, and then we invited the 6th graders to come up and actually participate in the carnival. They had a lot of fun with that. I think the 6th graders are going to be excited to come and try the same type.
It was a great year to be an 8th grade English teacher this year. Our 8th graders were one-to-one for the first time this year. I had the opportunity to use a lot of different applications and tools, including Google Classroom, and I even had my students working in an application called No Red Ink for grammar practice and review. It was great, it differentiated, and the students loved it a lot more than worksheets, I have to say. I also had the opportunity to have my students interview a lot of different people, including family and friends, and even a couple of famous people like Rob Paulson, the voice actor. My students said that that was a highlight for them. I'm really looking forward to next year, because next year I won't be an 8th grade English teacher, but I will be a 7th grade English teacher.
For projects, our projects moved away from more paper-based projects, so we did less, instead of posters and brochures and things like that, we moved more into making slideshows and videos, and the students just blossomed with this move to these technology uses. They became more excited about sharing out their ideas. When we did our biome project and they researched one biome and brought in pictures into a slideshow, they actually were fighting with each other over who would present first, as opposed to fighting with, no, you go before me, I don't want to go. They actually would beg me when they made their own projects. They wanted to share the results with each other and share each other. There were times like I was like, okay, we can share a couple of them, but we don't have time to share everybody's. So it was amazing, the transformation and how excited they got over the different projects.
This year I wanted to inspire my kids. I wanted my kids to be able to do and stuff we do in class, but also to want to learn more about U.S. history and get them to do things on their own. For example, the first year we did Perk Day, which we got a bunch of kids and I went out on the battlefield on Saturday, and for about 3 or 4 hours we ended up cleaning the battlefield on their own free time, and then we got a free tour of that part of the battlefield, which was outstanding. We also did the National History Bee the first time, and we had people that won at our school, went on to the regional competition and won there. And we have 2 8th graders that are going on to Atlanta, Georgia to compete against people across the country with their history knowledge, which is fantastic.
The best memories from this year were definitely time spent with my students. Just how big their hearts were this year and how hard they were willing to work at the end of the school year. Even though it was getting nice outside on some days, we were still working really hard here, but also able to have fun and smile and laugh and just enjoy each other's company.
Something we're really proud of this year is student growth throughout all of our ensembles. The kids put on really excellent concerts from the start of the year the whole way through the end of the year. and we're just really proud of everything through 5th through 8th grade.
We had some great accomplishments this year. We did, together we did 8 performances, including performances with chorus, band, jazz band, and saxophone ensemble.
And we finished the year right before PSSAs with green, pink, and yellow. Green was for good writing, pink is for text evidence, and yellow is for explaining with your brain.
And we were excited about being able to push into the classes and work with them using these 3 colors and creating the multi-paragraph essays, and saw a lot of success, and the kids felt successful, and we're really excited to see how it turns out for us.
We really have good feelings about the PSSAs this year. The students just feel like they were more confident, they took more time with their writing. Even the teachers are all thinking likewise that our scores should be better this year.
At the end of the year, the 8th graders created projects that blended their Spanish and their English. A couple of them made Spanish tutorials for teachers, office staff, and the school nurse. And one of the students made kind of a newcomer video to help our incoming Spanish-speaking students get comfortable with the school and the way things worked.